has a special discount for Peter's team for Peter's friend?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, this is the 100% discount here right now. I'm just
I
giving you a
know.
consultation.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
know.
And Marlene, you know, I've already offered you one of my better than good discounts. Even though normally I often say to individuals not to discount. It's actually better to offer more value than to discount. But that's another presentation altogether. All right. Okay. So here, guys, I was able to. If you have questions, I'll take your questions. Feel free to. I'm actually gonna stop the share there because I know we have the cognizant of time. But I'm definitely open for questions.
So Troy, I have a question. So let's say that I mean it's kind of related to picking up the niche, right? Do you think so? If you position yourself as an expert in what you have the most experience in, right? What if you kind of see that maybe you need to become an expert in something else in order to be able to address a bigger market? Is it something like, how do you determine when it's time to switch and do something else and really like put all your time into becoming an expert in something else?
Oh, great question. The way they actually go about that is via marketing research. Okay, so I'll do market research. So as recently as this weekend. Okay, so here I am repositioning my business. I am becoming more focused, and I said, okay, so which market should I go after? Okay. So one of the first thing I did is that I did a quick Google search. What are the industries that are going to be growing in 2021? What are the industries that are less impacted by the pandemic? Okay, so you do your marketing research and you then look into it. Okay, what is can I offer? Can I offer my identical services to these individuals just repositioned differently? Sure. Because here's the thing, I'll tell you this. 25 years ago, I was a graphic designer and I was struggling to get sales. I learned about repositioning. I repositioned my brand and tripled the price of my products, prices, got paid more, less resistance for the identical product. The product did not change.
So how did you reposition yourself?
I repositioned myself doing three things. Okay, and these are the three things that I did: write, speak, teach. Because I
Mhm.
wanted to be an expert. So the perception that people have of an expert was someone who was either writing about what they know, teaching what they know, and speaking about what they know. So
Yeah.
that's why I started to write. So I started to actually send, so I'm going to age myself here. I started to send unsolicited articles to a business newspaper. Remember those things, newspapers?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started to do that. And from that came out an opportunity to teach at the university.
Hmm.
I was teaching at university, and then because of the nature, I'm living on a small island, there was not a speaking industry, so I started hosting my own seminars and workshops. So I hosted seminars, workshops, sold product there, charged for persons to enter, sold consulting back-end packages. Long before I knew that's what they were called, back-end packages. Um, I did a lot of writing. So actually back then I had an easy. Wow. So this is a long time ago. And so by repositioning myself, it made it so much easier for persons to acknowledge that what I have to offer was of value. So today I'm a university lecturer. I'm still teaching at community college. I'm still hosting seminars and workshops, and I'm still speaking. So that is why I'm on this call right now. So right now I am further amplifying my brand as an expert.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
So how did you package up your so you said that you were a graphic designer and you started doing seminars and selling on the seminars, because like how do you make that profitable as quickly as possible? So you had some consulting packages at the back end, which I would guess it would be a good way, right? So can you elaborate a little bit on that and how you actually did that? Like, what did
So
you?
here, so here's the
Let's say
challenge,
you invited people to a seminar
right?
that were interested in what you had to say. So what next? like
Okay.
making that
Right.
seminar?
So here was the thing. Okay. Um, as a graphic designer, what I recognize is that what persons were asking me to do was not the best solution. So they because they didn't understand design, they were speaking from a marketing standpoint. Okay.
Mhm.
So what I recognize is, okay, so here's a marketer who need a solution, and it's a visual solution, but they're speaking as a marketer. They don't understand design. So I know design. So my first thing was to, okay, you know what? To be able to better communicate with these persons and to gain their trust. Remember, trusted advisor. Okay. I invested again in further education, enhancing my knowledge about marketing. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy called Dan Kennedy, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
invested. Yeah, I invested a lot in Dan Kennedy. I spent all of my education budget went to Dan Kennedy. Okay. So then what happened? I was then able to host seminars that showed business owners and marketers how to effectively use design, how to effectively use advertising. So then it was like, oh, okay. So this is a designer who understands advertising. I did a lot of work in the music industry. Um, so here are guys, I help guys in terms of their packaging and their promotion. And so became quite easy that this was a go-to guy if you wanted to have design that is going to fit with your marketing seamlessly.
Mm. Well, that's powerful. So you were showing them kind of how to get results using what you had to offer,
What
like
I have.
graphic
Yes.
design.
Okay. But here's so what happened. So it's interesting how it unfolds. So here's what happened next is that so the companies were now understanding it. So I now need not only the person I was dealing with, but my primary contact in the organizations were saying, hey, Troy, what you're saying to us makes sense. But how do we get the other team members of the management team to buy into this? Ding ding. Okay. So I started to offer in-house training so that the team can now be all on the same page. It was phenomenal. I went from struggling to get a job to being able to name my price, without the resistance. This
Cool.
is the power of positioning your brand.
So you were essentially selling the group coaching, but with the premise that you were getting them all on the same page.
Same page.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's about helping them to achieve their marketing goals. It was never about me. It's how can I help you to achieve your marketing goals?
Mm-hmm.
So they had targets, they had the goals. Oops. So it was all about helping everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it worked quite well.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I love
So
what
I will also say now that we're all on this call. So now this is working in Barbados, and now so I now decide now to work internationally, and it's a totally different market because in Barbados, as a marketer, trainer, graphic designer, I mean I'm a unicorn. I mean, so it's easy to get a job. I mean, everybody wants to work with me. I get to the international market and recognize, hey, we don't want that. We want specialists. So normally, so right now, um, you would not, you would not hear me speak about graphic design or being a graphic designer. I mean, I think it's probably only Pete would have known that prior to this call that I was involved in graphic design because I don't speak about it, I don't talk about it, I don't offer it online unless I'm helping someone out because my focus is to be positioned as a brand building marketing coach. Right?
Troy, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When was your birthday? We missed your birthday.
My birthday?
Yeah, you
Is,
said you're a unicorn.
pardon me?
You're a unicorn, right? Unicorn
Oh,
is in January, right? Like it's born
yeah,
in January, right?
yeah. No, no, I was actually born in June, but I just said the unicorn element as it was relating to what people were looking for. So it was like the ideal solution provider that they were looking for, and it's still the same here. So I now have to manage two brands. So there's a local brand and there's an international brand.
So Troy, how would you apply what you know to let's say you have a person who is a software expert.
Okay. What area? What?
How would you angle that towards like more results and more? Because you were able to angle your offer with graphic design towards better marketing, which automatically means more sales and better communication with customers. What about the things that are a little bit more on the back end that are not seen by the customers?
But we all have customers. You know, you may not be seen by the end user. That's what you're referring to, not seen by the end user. But you have a customer. So the thing is that all customers have one of three things: wants, needs, or desires.
Right.
So you need to identify in terms of what you are offering, whether it's a want, a need, or a desire for your customer, because that is going to help in terms of their perception. If they need it, then it's a must-have. So they'll buy it. If they want it, it's like so. If they desire it, they will go out of their way and they will pay even more for it. So the value that you are bringing, is it a want, a need, or a desire? Right now, I say to my clients, and okay, so you definitely want to live a particular lifestyle, and I talk about living, spending time on diamond glittered beaches, crystal clear waters, for weeks at a time without having to worry about paying for it. If you're anywhere in the north right now, it's winter. I am pretty sure that if you're in the cold right now, apart from the pandemic, you would enjoy, a lively 2 weeks in the Caribbean. I mean, here it's so hot on the outside, but it feels good. So imagine if you can have your family every winter to take your family to a tropical paradise and be able to enjoy life, before having to worry to pay about how to pay for it. Isn't that something you would desire? Great. So that is what you need to start to sell. You need to be able to start to appeal to the emotional side, because every one of us, regardless, every nut and bolt, every hard as nail negotiator have needs, wants, and desires that they need to have satisfied.
What's the best way to uncover them when you're kind of talking to cold customers? You're just kind of trying to identify those things in the market, because people don't always tell you what they want or what they need. Unless you have a good.
And you ask questions. And one of the things I recognize, you ask questions, and you ask questions about business, and you ask questions around business. So, hey, if you're a software developer, it's like, why are you a software developer? Because being a software developer, this job obviously has to give you some kind of value. So is it because you want to bring change to the world? Is it that you want to be able to generate more money? Is it you just love technology and you want to bring about changes there? But you need to find out what it is that why people are doing what they're doing, and that is a good place to start. So if you may be negotiating with an IT recruiter, it's like, why are you doing this? Ask yourself the question: why are you even doing what you're doing? Hey, what about your family? One of the reasons I'm an entrepreneur is because I wanted to ensure that my kids can have work experience without any hustles. So if I had a business, it means, hey, you can work in daddy's business, you get your work experience. That was one of my major reasons.
That's cool.
Believe it or not, it was not about making money. And then obviously it was like being able to work late, sleep late.
Yeah.
But ideally, my reason for becoming an entrepreneur was so my kids, and I said that even before I was married or had any kids.
Troy, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
You said you talk a lot about how to, create your brand and reposition your brand if you need it. But what I wanted to know, how would you create a high-end offer to amplify your sales if you are new in a business, like you just start coaching or you just start a new business altogether away from your main
Okay, I just got a part of your question.
Sorry.
I wanted you to repeat the part related to pricing.
Okay, so what I was saying is how you create a high-end offer to maximize your sales, especially when you just launch a new business, a new product.
Good. Okay, so good. Remember what I said before, people pay more for the desires. Okay. So then when you understand what it is that people want, and the thing is that we all want something. Okay. When we know what people want, then you create the offer that leads people there. So if I know that you are in a very cold climate and you want to get away, you want to be able to get to the Caribbean, an exotic destination where you can have a golden tan if you are not my complexion, you want to have a golden tan. Okay, then how much is that really worth to you? I mean, imagine if your mother or your father is ill every winter time, but when they come to the Caribbean, they're well. I mean, how much would that be worth to you? Okay, so then because I understand what you desire, I can then be able to package my offer because now if I offer you $10,000, $15,000 package to help you to be able to generate multiple six figures, that's a small investment because if your parents remain in the coal, you're going to spend that $10,000 to care for them anyway. All right. So that's why it's so important to just not understand what it is you're offering in terms of the pure value, but the intrinsic value that your offer is bringing. So
Excellent.
it means spending time speaking to people. So on your discovery call, it should never your main focus on your discovery call should be to discover. Many people just mask it as a sales call, but you want to discover. You want to discover, is my offer right for this person? You want to discover, is this person right for me?
Mhm.
Because not everyone I have a discovery call if do I want to work with.
Yeah, makes sense.
So when I
What's the
discover
fastest
what
way
you
to
will,
get?
then I'm a better position to know whether or not I can help you.
So
Okay,
Troy,
excellent.
what's the fastest way to get people on discovery calls?
Okay. Be everywhere. Okay? Take your information right now, okay, and start to share your information where the people that you want to meet are.
Right.
So, like for instance, social media. I often say to my clients and my students, if you're going to use social media, be clear as to who you want to reach and where they are. So, like for instance, because of my new target, LinkedIn is where I'm spending most of my time.
Mhm. And what is your strategy on social media in order to position yourself as a celebrity expert?
Okay. Easy. Okay. Inform. So I want to inform persons to entertain, educate, convert. So I want to inform them, I want to entertain them, I want to educate them, and I want to convert them.
And by convert, you mean invite them to register for a session?
So in terms of converting, so you're either going to become a client, a partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or so is it client, partner, and asset. So you become the conduit to my client.
What would be an asset in this case?
So the asset, okay. So take for instance Pete, my Pete from our group, okay. So Pete is not going to be a client because Pete is always going to be able to tap me up for free consultations. So Pete can never be a client, right? Okay, but Pete can get me to be able to be in front of persons who are ideal clients.
Okay.
All right. So the thing is, not everyone has to become a client because you need to have a team. And the different teams, you're going to have teams that are going to be formulated differently. Some of the teams are going to be more traditional. Some of the, because this is a different time, some of the teams are going to take a more untraditional approach. So yes, Pete, you are part of my team.
Troy,
And
this is awesome. Like you're sharing so much. Thank you.
Pete is your asset, right? Is that
Pardon
what?
me? Yes, he's an asset. He's an asset.
Hey, he's not a liability. He's an asset.
Nah, he has never been a liability. Yeah, he's an asset.
Well, in case you missed the whole point, me and Troy, we know each other for quite some time,
I didn't miss any point.
and when we first started the group back in 2019, he was my first acquisition as an asset for our group.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Troy is an asset for everyone here and for you too. And obviously, Peter,
Of
you're an asset
course.
to Troy. So it's all about, I would say, the communication and the relationship, and obviously networking that actually converts the business and helps
Very
the
important.
business.
I agree with you, and very important. Exactly like you said, and a little bit more.
Yeah.
Never try to sell more than you give. It's like always. It's like a lot of people in the group. Some of them they've been kicked out. They were trying to sell. They never knew about us. They were just DM me messages to everybody. Hey, buy this, buy that, forex, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but for you to be considered like an asset, you do have to understand. Hey, understand who is your person near you. Understand what they need, and trying to be helpful for them. Try to be there for them. Uh, look, I'm running the group since 2019. I never took a dime from nobody. I never asked them, hey, give me money. And the reason it is because, well, I don't consider that I have to, because you know that I will be there for them. You know that I want to be there for you. And anytime somebody needs my help, I want to be, because I know that at the end, I need people to work with. And I'd rather work with people inside of the circle than outside of the circle. And we can figure out stuff. However, maybe later on, because we have some plans, there's going to be some, I'll say VIP mastermind, that's going to be more elite, that we're going to spend extra time and extra effort in the future. Yes, it's going to be maybe for certain price, but that's because I'm going to bring people that they don't have time, and I want to pay them to have time for, like for instance, Juan Chavez, $6.7 million last year. Yeah, he is super busy and super successful. When I talk with him about coming and help us, he's like, well, I don't have time. So how I'm gonna create? I'm gonna create something for him who's gonna worthwhile. Maybe I'm gonna bring Troy, and where you talk with Troy about this, yeah? That he's gonna be. Do you think that he's gonna spend time and create your brand? He's gonna do it for free? No, he needs something. Of course, all this is on the long run, but what it's important to understand that when you're in this group and people ask you a question, don't be shy. Help. Help is gonna come back to you. I'm not saying to spend all the time in the world, but help people. Be there for them. And I'm pretty sure that Troy agrees with me on this, that, uh, that's the way you can get to be the celebrity, the expert in your field, by getting, offering be on top of everybody to know you, everybody to know who you are, what you do. And Troy, I want to say from the beginning until now, he kind of, a few exceptions, but he had a good reason. He was on every single meeting because he needs to be in front of people and people know him. So I think it's important for everybody to kind of understand that you cannot do it just appear once and everybody to come and throw money on you. Hey, I'm gonna give you money. I will trust Troy any given time. He's gonna say, hey, listen, we have to do this and it's gonna require money. Hey man, I know you're the expert. I'm not gonna discuss with you about that. No. I know his capacity, his ability, and he proved himself so many times that for me, he's a trusted member of this community. And that's the only thing I want to say. Become a
Excellent.
trusted member, because somebody that want people, they're gonna trust you and they're gonna know who you are and why you're there. So they can, pinpoint you like, hey, if anybody needs about branding, I'm never gonna point to anybody else except Troy. Troy. He's the guy.
Thanks, sweet man.
Don't buy
Really,
us.
really appreciate it, my brother. Yeah, we
No,
have our chats. Okay.
Troy,
Because
if you don't mind, just a quick question from Kieran here,
yeah,
if you
that's all
don't
right.
mind. Yeah. How would you go about promoting an organization with no product?
Okay. All right. The first thing you need to recognize, organizations do have a product. You have a product. Okay. It may not be tangible, but you have a product. Now, and this is how I always know about people who are, trained marketers versus those who are just by the way. Because people talk about products and service, but a product is obviously what you're going to be offering that is going to help a person to achieve what is their desire, want, or need. So the organization, uh, the question I would have to ask, what is it the organization does for its members? So if you, unless you have a clear, articulate way of communicating the value that you bring to the members, once you have that, then that is what you promote. You tell persons about it. You show what it is, and you show what is the benefit of having it. Because it's one thing to have a product. Okay, so think, for instance, um, a car. We have a car. No, so you. Sorry, let me just use an example. Take, for instance, the doctor. Okay, why do we go to the doctor? Okay? We go to the doctor 9 out of 10 times because what we've tried at home did not work. We are ill, we're not feeling well. So we go to the doctor first. We want to know what is wrong. That's the first thing we want from the doctor. Then we want to what needs to be done to fix it. Okay. So when you think in terms of your organization, there need to be what is why should I become a member? What is it that as a member I'm going to receive? And then what does that benefit? How does that benefit translate into the other areas of my life? So Growth Mastermind Group. This is an organization. Why am I a part of this organization? This is an organization that provides me with a community that I can learn and share with. I can learn from and share with. Okay. So what is the benefit to me? The benefit is that I now have a place that I can belong to because I do not have that in my local community. And so that is why in the group we always ask, how can we help you? And how can you be of help to the group? So go back to your organization, be clear. And the thing about it, here's the other thing, Keon, I can tell you this. There doesn't have to be a million and one things. It may be one or two things that you offer really good, and it does make a difference. I mean, people were joking. We were saying, hey, we probably gonna got to get a group for fathers who are working from home with young kids. If you have a young kid at home, I'm trying to conduct a meeting. I've had to close my door like 3 times. My youngest son has been in here about 3 times running around.
I will join you too.
Good. You see, because you can share stories. How do you deal with that? I mean, how do you deal with kids who are constantly calling you? So if you're part of an organization, the key thing here, what is the one thing I can offer to my members? And best if there's no one else in your community who can offer that as good as you. Hope that helps, my brother. Yeah. All right. I did place a link in the chat here, troyholder.com, amplify my brand chat, .html. If you're interested in us having a one-on-one chat to take a closer look at what you're doing, feel free.
I've also shared your Facebook and your main website as well. If you guys want to look, some amazing information there from Troy. So I know Troy is a really busy person. A great presentation today, Troy. Guys, if you have any questions for Troy, we don't want to hold him too much because the kids are going to jump on again and they're going to try.
Yeah, no, I was good. I actually cleared my schedule for now. My next presentation is in what 4.5 hours time, 5.5 hours time. So I have some time here.
Okay.
Which is a presentation.
No, I do appreciate you being here in the first place. Guys, any questions for Troy?
You can ask them now, or you can pay me in private and ask them. Choice is yours.
Oh, I have a question for you. Why are you so awesome?
Simple answer. That's a very simple answer. Okay. When I was 7.5 years old, a family took me in. I mean, literally a strange family took me in and showed me unconditional love. And my foster dad said to me, right, never forget God, never forget the mother, and be always good to people. So all I'm really doing is that I am now expressing and sharing some of the same generosity that's meted out to me. Because at 7 years old, 7.5 years old, he sent me to college, sent me to high school, sent me to university, taught me how to drive, taught me how to be a man. So this is my way of honoring him. That's it, my brother.
Awesome. That's really good. And I was just about to ask the question how you smile all the time, but that's actually answering my question before asking. So no, really, I think everybody appreciates this. And look, if anybody else has any questions, now it's time to speak. I think Peter wants to say something. Looks for
I
ready.
just want to say that I know an instance when Troy doesn't smile, and I learned it. When kids are around and they do something wrong, he has a beautiful look to them. Like it's special.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. One of the calls, quick
Yeah,
one.
Like
the look. Yeah,
that
you have
was
to give them the look.
priceless.
You have to
It's
give them
like
that.
the noise was over in seconds. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Excellent.
But that's a Caribbean thing. In the Caribbean thing, your parents give you a look, and you know exactly what that means. It means quiet, because people, we were on that call. There were like 4 different devices that were going in the house. Yeah, so good. Yeah, but and again, let me just say thank you guys for the opportunity to share.
Thank you, Troy.
Well, thank
Always
you.
a pleasure to be able to impact lives. And I trust that something I've said would have put persons a lot closer to living the lifestyle that they desire. If I can be of any help, hey, there's stuff I can do. If I can help you, there's a lot of experience I've had in many different areas. Um, and hey, and just so you know, right, contrary to popular belief, my fees are not as high right now as some people may think they are.
I'm sure they are very low comparing with others. And
Yes,
based on
they
your
are.
expertise, maybe they should have been way higher than you charge. So there you go. No, I think
I'll take that advice.
regardless of what the choice fees are, you probably all seen that the knowledge and what Troy can do for your brand. So I will second that to say that if you are looking to expand your business and put your brand out there, Troy by far is one of the best in the field. So I put the link again. Feel free to contact him. You can also see him on our group. On the Mastermind group. So look, I really appreciate your time, Troy. Again, I don't want to hold you more than we should. So if anybody else has any questions, feel free to send it to me or to Troy in private, and I'm sure that everybody's going to have some benefits. And like I said, the whole point of Grow Mastermind groups, which Pete has created more than a year ago, is to help each other and share knowledge and just make sure that everybody has something to gain from it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, thank you everyone, and I will see you next Monday or Sunday actually, because we have another call on Sunday night.
Yes.
Great.
All right, guys. Be good. Take care. Have a good
Take
evening.
care.
Good evening.
Bye bye.